Concluding our series on low and mid-level robot vacuums, we have the eufy BoostIQ RoboVac 11S. We put it through a lot of tests, and this video will be the results and our review. Links in the description for current prices, as well as to all the other robot vacuums we have reviewed in this series, and let's get started. So the last 3 robots we've reviewed have been firmly in the very low cost or budget category, and though the eufy is a touch more expensive than those, I still consider it a budget vacuum and will be comparing it a lot to these other two during this review. Jumping right into the pros, one of the best things about the eufy 11S is that it cleans remarkably well. On carpets, it very smoothly picked up all the debris in the test, from fine debris to pet hair to extra large debris, and it did about the same on low or high power. The eufy really stood out to me in that it was very efficient with its pickup, getting most of the debris on the first pass. On hard floors, the same was true. It did have some scattering of debris and blowing light debris around with its exhaust, but no more than I've come to expect with even very high-end robot vacuums, but it did efficiently pick up the debris of all sizes, and again with very little difference on low and high power. I know I say basically the same thing for every vacuum I review on this point, but after all the tests I've done, I was particularly impressed with the eufy's pickup, especially for a budget robot vacuum. It has a lot of power. We measured its airflow at 15 CFM on high and 10 CFM on low power, which was quite a bit more than its main competitor, the D-Bot N79S, and it really showed on things like the crevice pickup test, where it did as good or better than robot vacuums twice its price. Also with the deep clean test, where we rubbed sand into medium pile carpet and weighed the dust bin before and after, it scored 68%, which again beat the D-Bot N79S and the iLife V3S by quite a bit. Its navigation is random, meaning that it vacuums more or less randomly to clean your home, but there were some things to note here. First, I felt it was much more efficient, resulting in fewer missed spots than with the D-Bot or the iLife empty room tests, and it got the job done in less time. I also liked that it was better about incorporating edge cleaning into its random navigation algorithm in a more consistent way. Speaking of edge cleaning, it was above average. Using its 2 side brushes, it cleared all the debris except for a little bit in the corner, which is typical for round robot vacuums. It's extremely quiet. On its high power, we measured it at 66 dB and 56 on its low power. The average is about 70 on high power, but on low power, the eufy 11S is one of the quietest robots I've personally ever tested. The next few things are not pros or cons, but neutral things to note. Its dustbin size was measured at 1.5 cups, which is the same as the D-Bot N79S and way bigger than the iLife V3S, but in the grand scheme of things, it's just about average. The battery life on low power was above average, though a bit lower than the D-Bots, though on high power we tested it at 50 minutes, which though is a decent amount of time, I would still consider below average. Though based on our tests, I see no good reason to use high power unless you want to deep clean carpets. On that point, it does have a power setting called BoostIQ, where it will run on low power until it hits carpet, where it will automatically turn on max power for deep cleaning. This will optimize your battery life, and you will get closer to the 100 minutes of runtime that eufy claims. It doesn't have Wi-Fi capability or an app like the D-Bot, but the remote is pretty useful. You can schedule cleanings. It has edge cleaning mode, a spot mode where it cleans in a spiral pattern, and directional buttons in case it needs to be directed to a spot it's missing. As far as cons, there isn't much that's specific to the eufy. Most of these things are typical with any robot in this price range. For example, the brush is a little more prone to tangles than the higher end bots, though it did a little better than the D-Bot in this regard. Its scheduling feature on the remote is pretty limited. You can't choose which days to clean, so if you set it, it will clean every day at that time unless the switch on the robot is turned off. Like all other budget random navigation robot vacuums, it doesn't know when it's finished cleaning a room, so it will just run until the battery is low before returning to the base to recharge. All in all, I think the eufy is the best robot vacuum in its price range. It's particularly good at pickup, it has really good power, better than average navigation, edge cleaning, and carpet deep cleaning. It's not perfect, but no robot vacuum in this price range is, but it's a great value in our opinion. Links in the description, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars, as we have a big competition coming up where I'll compare all 15 robot vacuums I've personally tested. But first, I have one more to test, and thanks to my subscribers for finally convincing me to purchase the Roborock S5 before I do this big competition video. New videos every Tuesday and Friday, and thanks for watching.